Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 427. My name's Rob. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Hey, it's a 2 for Tuesday. It's a work day, and it's time to go, so let's do this. First things first, I'm still the realist. I'm also inspired. Yeah. Drew Brees set a couple records last night. One for the career touchdowns, in which he beat Peyton Manning's record, passed Tom Brady. Looks like he's off and running. That record may stand for a while. So congratulations to him. But as always, there's a backstory here that I think we should pay attention to. So Drew Brees graduated from high school in 2001. And when he did that, he was from Dallas, Texas, actually Austin, football hotbed. Nobody wanted him. Too short, not strong enough arms. So the only school to offer him, a Division I school to offer him, or I don't know the only, where he went to school was Purdue. Right, so Purdue is known as a engineering school. Their logo is of a, they're called the Boilermakers, and their logo is a train, a freight train. It has nothing to do with football. He didn't go to a football school, but he went there and he tore it up, set all kinds of records. And then when he graduated from college, wasn't like there was a long line there. He ended up going to the San Diego Chargers in the second round as a backup to Doug Flutie. Then he eventually took that job, became the started for a year. Then they drafted Phillip Rivers, right? Well, when they drafted Phillip Rivers, everybody knew what was coming, but Drew doesn't have any quit in him, so he just kept playing hard and ends up messing up his shoulder. They trade him to the Dolphins, can't pass a physical there. The head coach at that time in Miami was Nick Saban, and Nick Saban's like, look, if I can't get a quarterback, I can't play here, and he leaves and goes to Alabama. Just a lot going on there, right? So anyway, Drew then ends up going to the Saints, where, the Saints, where he gets teamed up with Sean Payton. And sometimes, like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, and, you get these combinations of people where they just click. And I think the combination of both of those guys feeling like this was the only place that was going to give them a shot, because everybody knew that Sean Payton was ready to be a head coach. He wanted to be the coach of the Cowboys. They didn't hire him. They hired somebody else. So he went to the Saints, and he's been making the Cowboys pay ever since. But anyway, that first year they won a Super Bowl together. And it was the year after Katrina. They helped a city heal. And so just a lot going on there. A lot of the things that we talk about all the time. You got to have your talent. You got to find your lane. You got to find what you're better in the world than anybody else. You got to find your people. Drew Brees from Texas, lived in San Diego, lived in Indiana, found his place in New Orleans. And he never gave up, no matter what happened. No, draft somebody else. Nobody picks you. You go into the Saints. And all this, never gave up. Good for you, Drew. And by the way, this stuff is nothing. If you've never seen Drew Brees or his family interviewed, what he's going to accomplish after is going to make this look like nothing. I'd be willing to bet a meaningful amount of money on that. Anyway. Moving on, my thank yous are to the KEI, King Edward I, who just called me as I was taking my notes, told him I need to get my daily discipline out, and then I'll call him back. Can't wait. That ought to be interesting. And then my thought of the day, which is ironic because this video where this phrase comes from was one that King Edward introduced me to. And it was this story of this man talking about playing Monopoly with his grandma, right? And that... his grandma was just the nicest, sweetest person, but she was a ruthless Monopoly player. And she kept telling him, she's like, this is how business works, son, right? Understand the message. The message is, just because I'm ruthless to you while we're playing Monopoly doesn't mean I don't love you. I mean, that's just business, right? And so you need to understand that. And so eventually one day he finally gets her, he beats her, gets done, and he's like, now what? She's like, now put it all back. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, put it all back so that we can play again. Like, that's the game. It's kind of like you live and you work and you accumulate hotels and money and you charge people rent. And you do this and and then you die and then you put it all back. Right now, we don't actually put it all back. We leave it to our family. We let them fight over. We do all these other things, but we're gone. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do us any good. It does, all that comfort that money and accomplishment and stuff brought us, it's just gone. Right? And so the moral of that story was, do things that matter. Do things that write your name in stone so they can't erase it. And And we need to enjoy our lives, right? Like I was thinking about that last night. Yesterday I was just tired and I was upset. I wasn't really upset. I was just tired. I'm thinking, man, I've spent way too much of my life being upset or unhappy, and I need to change it. And I'm the one that's in charge of that because I get a choice. With that, I am done for the day. Hope you make the choice to be happy. As a friend of mine, they have a sign in their, I think it's in their laundry room. It says, today is a good day to have a good day. I believe it is. With that, we're done. Hands up, peace out, we're better together. Appreciate you stopping by on a 2 for Tuesday. Go do something twice today that starts with a T, right? Eat some tacos, have a turkey, whatever. And then make sure you come back tomorrow on Hump Day. We'll talk then, all right? Oh, last thing before we go. If you haven't checked it out, I saw this on the news this morning. Joe Burrow, we talked about him, kid from Ohio, ends up finding his people in Louisiana, wins the Heisman Trophy. And during his speech, he talks about how he's from Southeast Ohio, and he knows what it's like to come home after school and be hungry and not having a lot of food on the table, and what it's like to be poor, blah, blah, blah. And guess what's happened? About $200,000 has been donated to the Athens, Ohio food bank. Oh, that one gets me. Love it. Love it. Love it. Nothing like using your platform to help other people. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.